All right, everyone. So we are at the set of Unlocking Our Voices podcast. As you can see, it's nowhere completed. So we're looking at it from scratch. So I want to transform my living space, my dining room, so to speak, and make it into the YouTube channel for Unlocking Our Voices. So there's going to be a lot of work that needs to be done. And so I have one of my friends here helping me out. He's going to help me transform this entire space in which because I need a working space for Unlocking Our Voices for our YouTube channel, and also when I'm doing my interviews with different people. And so what better place to do it than starting out building a YouTube podcast in my home, and to see the evolution of where Unlocking Our Voices goes and where we're coming from. So as you can see, this is my humble apartment, showing you my place and showing you where all the work. See my daughter, have her little stuff here, but showing you where all the work takes place when I'm recording my podcast. This is where I do my podcast recording. It's not much, but we're trying. We're starting somewhere. And my daughter, my little daughter, she's with her mom. I decided not to have her in the painting while I'm doing this. And my daughter's, my daughter. Here, that's my mom right there. Oh, that's my boy, Frizzell. He's gonna be helping out on the set, painting. And I'm just showing you, bringing you into my world. The photo of me and my daughter again, my youngest daughter. Always have to be thankful, whatever we're doing. And as you guys know, I am working on this because it is important, right, that we have a stable place to work. It is important that we have a stable environment where I can do all my recording and do all my podcasting. And so far it doesn't look like anything, but I'm hoping that once I'm finished with what I'm doing, then it would look like a true production studio, so to speak, a true, podcast studio. But keep in mind, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just trying something. I went on Pinterest and I see all these different ideas of how to create podcast studio. So I'm trying to be very creative. I'm trying to do this on my own with the help of my friend, and we're gonna see what happens. So come take a journey with us on Unlocking Our Voice studio podcast production in the progress. So keep in mind, please, I have no idea what I'm doing. So hopefully at the end of this production, this creation, this transformation, I can be proud, you can be proud, and see where I started out and creating this program that we're doing on the Black diaspora, because it is important that we as Black people connect. But we're not going to get into anything right now about Black people right now. We're going to get into the creation and the transformation of this living space into a podcast studio. So please wish me luck. So as you can see, this is where I do my production in terms of recording my podcast. And so I'm transforming this living space, this area in which it's going to be a studio, not just right here, but also over in the dining room section, in which we're going to transform this living space. So it is important that we follow us and you can see how we grow as a production studio. I don't know exactly how the end product is going to look like, because this is something new that I'm doing, and trying to be creative in terms of creating my working space, because I need a working space in terms of doing the YouTube channel and also recording my podcast on Spotify and also on Apple Podcasts. So as you can see, if you can just follow me a little bit, and as you can see, in terms of this living space area right here, It's being taped up because I'm gonna paint this. Well, not really me, because I'm not a good painter, but I'm gonna have my friend that is helping me out painting this section. So this is my living space. This is my living space in which I will transform into a YouTube channel studio, and I hope that I do a good job in creating a YouTube space in which you guys will love and you guys will see the transformation. So take the journey with me. Wish us a lot of luck, because as I said, I have no idea what I'm doing. It's just an idea that came in my mind, and with this idea, I'm going to try to see if I can create a very comfortable and a very modest YouTube or podcast studio. So I'm interested for all you folks that are watching our video. Please put your comments, subscribe, and support the channel, because it is your support that is going to make a difference in what we're doing. So I encourage you to really kind of put your comment, whether or not did we do a good job? Did we really transform the place into a good, beautiful studio, YouTube studio? So I can't even talk straight, getting my tongue all twisted up. But put your comments in the back, subscribe to us. Also check out our Unlocking Our Voices in Spotify and also on Apple Podcasts. We encourage you to check out us on Instagram, Unlocking Our Voice on Instagram, Unlocking Our Voices in TikTok, Unlocking Our Voices on Facebook. We need the support, and your help will truly matters in terms of what we're doing here, because everything costs, and I'm doing this on my own, no support, because I want to make a difference. So continue watching, continue liking our channel, continue commenting, and put your ideas in the chat box, and let us know what you think about our production, what you think about our program as well. Alright, so as you can see, we're finished in terms of unlocking our voices. The paint is complete. Now this is just one step of the job so far. So the color actually turned out quite remarkable. It's what I expected to. And so with this green that we have right here, now comes the decoration. So I think you're gonna see how we're transforming this studio. And one thing I want to say to you guys is that I'm doing this. I'm really doing this for you guys. I'm doing it because I need a stable workspace, and it is important that producing this show, that I have a stable environment. And so I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this, creating this space, because I have content to share, and the content that I want to share, it's about us, Black people, the Black diaspora. As you know, what's going on in Niger, in West Africa, in terms of Africans are saying enough is enough. And the only way sometimes you're going to hear these things is if people who are conscious-minded and love Black people and want to bring content to Black people to let them know what's going on. Because I always mention that our struggle is universal. And because of our struggle is universal, so should be our unity. And we see what's going on in Africa right now, in which Black people in West Africa is telling the French no more. Black people is telling Western Europeans no more. Black people are telling the United States no more. Enough is enough. So with this modest transformation of my home and creating this studio, I would be able to bring better content to you and also have guests on our show. And I appreciate you watching me go through this process of transforming this area into my work production studio. This is not the end of it. This is just the beginning. So continue watching and you're going to see the transformation of my YouTube studio.
If you enjoyed Unlocking Our Voices, recommend us and let's grow our conversations, community, and power. Stay tuned for our next episode and don't forget to sign up for our notifications. Find us on social media at Unlocking Our Voices and on our website at www.unlockingourvoices.com. Thanks for listening and helping to amplify the voices of the Black diasporas.